Yes, Kenya. Tamu sana, tamu sana, tamu sana is. It's getting very interesting and very complicated. A boda operator in Chuka town, Tharaka Nithi County, who last week congratulated the police for killing Azimio protesters, was yesterday shot dead by the police. This boda rider had led residents of Chuka and other border operators to a demonstration protesting against insecurity in Chuka town, where he was shot dead by the police. So last week, he was congratulating the police for killing Azimio protesters. Yesterday, he was killed during demonstrations where he and other people were protesting against insecurity in Chuka town. Let's have a look at the story as reported by Kinodia Pius. The same man who congratulated police killing Azimio protesters last week, killed by same police. Willis Mugambi, a boda chairman who congratulated police for using force to kill and maim Azimio supporters in demos shot dead yesterday during their demonstrations in Chuka town. And then you can see the boda operator. He was the chairman of boda there. This is the man who congratulated the police when the police were killing Azimio protesters. Yesterday, he was shot dead during demonstrations where they were demonstrating against insecurity in Chuka town. I don't know whether to call that karma, but before we dig deep into that, let's see or understand what happened in Chuka yesterday. Chaos in Chuka town tonight. Police shot dead one person. It is running battles between demonstrators and the police with burning of tires tonight in Chuka town. There were demonstrations this afternoon for the murder of one person called Mutembe by known people last week, and police were called in to restore order. In the process, another person was shot in an altercation with police who were trying to clear traffic following hours of standoff as Mutembe's family from Rubate barricaded the road at National Oil with casket demanding justice and paralyzing transport along Meru Embu Highway. Tharaka Nithi boda chairman Willis Mugambi Aka Kiraku was allegedly gunned down by police in the standoff. That's what happened in Chuka. So this man shot dead was leading, or rather was part of the demonstrators who are protesting against the killing of Mutembe by known people. So in a nutshell, they were protesting against insecurity in Chuka town, Tharaka Nithi County. As they were protesting, a row police officer aimed a live bullet at him, killing him on the spot. In this video, I want us to dig deep into this, in which I'll explain some lessons to be learned about this. But before we dig deep into that, let's borrow some words of wisdom from a German pastor, Martin Niemöller. Martin Niemöller was a German pastor during the reign of Adolf Hitler. And before Adolf Hitler came to power, this pastor was supporting Nazi ideals that were oppressing the Germans. So when Adolf Hitler came to power, this pastor turned critical of Adolf Hitler, and he spent the last years of Adolf Hitler's reign in prison and in detention camps. And out of the guilt for having supported the Nazi system that was oppressing the Germans, this Lutheran pastor had this to say. First, they came for the socialists, and I did not speak out because I was not a socialist. Then they came for the trade unionists, and I did not speak out because I was not a trade unionist. Then they came for the Jews, and I did not speak out because I was not a Jew. Then they came for me, and there was no one left to speak for me. Martin Niemöller. Yes. That's a quote that has been quoted all over the world and is very relevant to what is currently happening in Kenya. As other Kenyans are holding demonstrations, they are being vilified, being attacked. The protests have been reduced into a war affair. We are hearing and even seeing some people congratulating the police for killing Azimio demonstrators. We are also seeing some others saying they are too busy to demonstrate. They are busy in their farms. So the protests and their demonstrations have been made to look as a Luo affair. Let's dig deep, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, the first lesson, irrespective of political affiliations, whether Kenya Kwanza or Azimio, all Kenyans should gang up against police brutality. This border operator shot dead last week was congratulating the police for killing Azimio demonstrators. Yesterday, he was shot dead by the same police. A rogue police officer will always be rogue. And Kenyans should come out from this false notion that when you are seen to be lenient or supporting the police, then the rogue police officers will be lenient to you. It does not work that way. A rogue police officer will always be rogue. Kenyans should all gang up against rogue police officers and against police brutality. I think that the death of that border operator just lends credence to that. And then secondly, it's coming out very clearly that our police force has very many rogue elements within its ranks. And maybe it's high time a thorough scrutiny is done in our police force to weed out these criminals masquerading as police officers. It appears there are some elements within the police who are bloodthirsty. And also during Azimio demonstrations, we saw such rogue police officer destroying a vehicle belonging to the press. Such police officers should be weeded out before they cause damage. And I strongly believe that such elements might be so many in the police force. Finally, all that confirms that Kenya is headed for the dogs. Anarchy is setting in the country. When you have a leadership that is supporting the rogue police force, then that leadership is only but helping in encouraging, emboldening the rogue police officers. What is lacking in Kenya is leadership. The top is clearly rotten. Let me stop it there, ladies and gentlemen. In case you are watching us, but you have not yet subscribed, subscribe, give this video a like. To our fans and subscribers here, I'm very much humbled, very grateful for the kind of support you are giving me here. Any other person who want to support our forum, I've pinned my number on the comment section. Contact me through the number. Let's meet in our next analysis.